Hey, Erisgard here. Time to talk about Fairy Tale, and we finally got some answers here. It feels like a book being opened in a way, which does bring some more questions, but we finally know a bit more about the White Mage, Selene, and everything that has been happening so far. Then I'm also really liking Selene. I do hope she kind of stays like this character that just wants to see the world or worlds burn in this case, and fairies just got a lot more interesting here. So let's get into the episode and talk about it. Now, still in Edolas, them discussing with Selene, Elentir, and having too much magic, which I like that Nuts was interested into it. He got smug instantly there, but before they could talk further, portal opens up and Toka jumps in, and I'm like in the back of my mind, okay, is she gonna be able to save them? She jumps in, and yeah, she's there with them. How are they gonna leave since there's no magic in Edolas? But she didn't plan that far ahead. We're gonna get back to that. And she starts revealing something. She finally confirms she's from Elentir, also showing how the White Mage took over her body there, and confirming the White Mage is also from Elentir, and showing that what she said, wanting to save Elentir. And from here we go a bit further into this world, which I'm really liking. Kind of have two extremes in a way. Edolas has zero magic, Elentir has too much magic, and it feels like Earthland is kind of in the middle. It's not overflowing with magic, but it's also not missing magic itself. And it feels Paris doesn't really know her world. From what I could get, it kind of reminds me a bit of Krypton in a way, which I don't know if I'm close to the truth on that one, but we're gonna get back to it here. And now, yes, they're stuck in Edolas because Toka didn't really plan that far ahead. But there was probably a solution. They still want to use the medicine, the X-balls that Mistogan was using, and I like how willing he was there to help. If I have one criticism with Edolas here, I really liked Wendy being able to see Mistogan again, and I wished they had a bit more of an interaction, just talk, acknowledge that proper conversation between them. It feels like it was brushed off. I would have liked more of that between Wendy and Mistogan, considering how much they mean to each other here. Now, they have to also find the White Mage, not leave her behind in Edolas, and get some answers, of course. And I really liked Erza Scarlet just telling our Erza just to cherish Jelal. Hopefully we get some movement into the romance, which we've gotten a lot of movement on that aspect this season, and character development here. And I do hope we get to see the Edolas gang again after this. Because thanks to the Edolas fairy tale, they find the White Mage, with Edolas Wendy having her, and here is where we finally get some answers. She even reveals her name, Paris, and admitting she's from Elentir, and even there's apparently another White Mage. I do hope we're gonna get to see who or what that White Mage is, the leader of the cult, and how she kind of took his or her identity there, and she wanted to turn the magic in Earthland into white magic, into nothing, just to save Elentir, or at least she was under that assumption that what she was doing it for the betterment of Elentir. Apparently it's gonna perish according to Selene. There's too much magic into it, like a volcano, so it's probably gonna erupt, and that's why it made me think a bit of Krypton, like maybe you're overusing the resources, cause something, and too much power in one place can cause that thing to explode or turn badly here. So I'm really curious how this Elentir world works. We even see it a bit towards the end of the episode, and Perry starts revealing a bit more about her, which I like this concept. Apparently she was her family, they were shrine maidens, and they were using their powers to erase excess magic, kind of like a stopgap in a way for Elentir not to blow itself up here. But she didn't know the purpose under what they were doing, and that's when Selene came in to talk to fairies, telling her to erase the magic in Earthland to eliminate the other dragons. But what I liked, even though she was really scared in the face of Selene, she went with the plan to save her world. But I like the question, why don't you just do it yourself? You're already very powerful. And Selene said, yeah, maybe I can kill one, but not all of them. She doesn't want to risk dying, and I like that from Ferris, even under those circumstances, being willing to ask that obvious questions, which probably everyone would have thought about it here. Then she kind of says she absorbed too much creed or faith slash power from the cult as she took over and lost control over herself, and that's why maybe she felt a bit crazed. But I still don't know why she had that adverse reaction to the orbs from Alderon when she went into that crystal creature there and so on, and how fully this whiteout magic works, which, hey, maybe we're probably gonna find out later on now that we're going to Elentir. But I'm starting to like Ferris a lot more. She seems more interesting right now, and hopefully we get a full-blown villain. Like the main villains are starting to be revealed right now a bit more here. Now, Selene apparently lied to her saying she wanted to control Alderon and fight the other dragons, but she lied about the orbs eliminating Alderon since they kind of revived him. And talking about Selene, she shows up there. When they're like, is there any room for negotiations? No, and Selene just pops in, which I like that when a villain just pumps in well, the allies, the good guys are talking, and she's like, no, that's not possible here. And she doesn't have a master plan. She just feels, I just want to see the world burn just for chaos, for the sake of it. She didn't care about Alderon, didn't care about Erland. She just likes Elentir and wants to make it her home. And I like that in a villain. Not everything needs to be over complicated. Even more, if you guys saw the pre-rent situations going on social media, I'm not gonna get into that. But she just says, yeah, I'm gonna make Elentir my home, and I have a solution. Very interesting solution for a villain. When you have a problem with overflowing something, how do you control it? Call the humans, kill them, and then the magic energy is gonna go down. Yeah, it technically works, but I don't think that's the best solution here. And she just wanted Alderon for fun, just for the hell of it. For chaos, let's do it. She just likes it. I do hope she stays like an asshole. I like me an asshole character, and Selene seems like that type of character here. And not to need somebody more to do it against, and I like that Alderon was also that, but Selene feels a step above even Alderon in a way. At least he was an asshole, wanted more power, she just like for fun. Chaotic. Now, Ferris of course was against it very much. She didn't want her world to be taken over here, and Selene just shoots her instantly. Frieza style, I don't care about you, just go bloom. She doesn't die here, Natsu instantly charges at her, they clash a bit, but she transforms. She's able to use magic in Edolas, which is very curious. Maybe she was still connected to her original world, that's why she still had access to magic, or depending how her dimension traveling magic works, maybe she's immune to the effects of Edolas, I don't know. But she transforms and is kind of making the moon appear closer and transports all of them to Elentir. So I guess they solved the issue of being stuck in Edolas, and Mistogan gets to still keep his magic Viagra pills. But yeah, I do hope we get to see Edolas again after this. I kind of want a connection between the worlds, that would be nice, but we never know. So Selene brings all of them to Elentir here, and I like that Wendy goes in to heal Ferris and actually works too well, and they're already seeing the effects of Elentir having too much magic in excess there, and they're on clouds. It seems this world is gonna be a lot weirder than normal cloud healing, and the conversation between Erza and Ferris, like, Erza, yes, we're gonna go after Selene, but not or you were professional going about the guild. I do hope at some point they're gonna be able to accept Ferris. I like her, but yes, what she did is not just to be forgiven that easily, or maybe at all. I'm curious how Ferris is gonna be handled moving forward here. And one of my favorite characters pops back in. Irene is back thanks to overflowing magic, and she was proud of Erda's speech, but she said something curious, that the magic is abnormal. So there's something more to this Elentir world, not just having too much magic. I'm curious what the cause for that too much magic is, which yeah, probably is gonna be in the future. And hey, maybe Irene is gonna get a body or something. It's gonna be funny. Wait, now that I think about it, what if Irene gets the body of Selene? So that's how this arc ends. Don't confirm or deny, just don't tell me if that's a spoiler. It just popped into my head. That would be really fun if Irene gets Selene's body here. And if you guys haven't watched Bleach, yesterday episode just had me dying. Make sure to check out my video on it. And speaking of hands, if you know, you know, there's a giant hand popping up, and fairies are like, wait, don't you guys have hands in Earthland? No, that's not normal, but apparently the hands are passive. They don't really attack people until this one attacked. I think it was manipulated by somebody who has those patterns, tattoos on it, and thanks to the hand, they all get split off and thrown into different locations. Kind of One Piece style, the crew getting split up, and Natsu and Grey end up together in a reverse snow, falling from the ground up there. Lucy with a tentacle eye monster after her, not being able to use her spirit magic. She didn't have her keys, but thanks to Elentir having too much magic, Taurus is able to come out. So everybody is probably gonna have different effects here on their magic, how it works. Maybe we're gonna see more powerful and different versions of their magic. That's gonna be interesting, and especially for Natsu, since he was so into it here. Erza and Wendy end up in this weird mushroom glitchy city that magic is after them. I don't know what those apparitions were, and they're also being surveilled by one of the priests for Selene. So yes, this Elentir world is looking like it's gonna be really interesting. I'm liking where it's moving with the arc, the story, the characters, and Paris. But yeah, this is definitely a build-up episode for things to come. I'm curious where it's gonna go. But what do you guys thought about the episode? What do you think of Selene here, and what do you think about the series so far? Let me know in the comments below, and as always, thank you very much for watching. Remember to like and subscribe, helps me quite a lot, and you guys get the latest videos on the series that I follow. So keep enjoying Fairy Tail. I'm gonna see you again on the next one. Bye bye.